Welcome to City on a Hill Gaming, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. Let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Grant, and I'm playing Trather Wimlin, a human fighter.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and I'm going to be playing John Abermere, a Crimson-born human.
Peter, Bertrand Greystone, Dwarven Forge Cleric.
William R. Aarakocro Magi.
Daniel, I am playing Vatten. I am a half-elf ranger.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I am Twig, or Shem. I am a rogue bard and a Goliath.
We hope you enjoy our episode. Welcome back to City on a Hill Gaming. I am your Game Master, Ryan, and it is time for more of that sweet 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Leaving it in because it sounded funny. Back as always, Grant.
Hey.
Peter.
Hey.
Daniel.
Hello.
Ginny.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yo!
And William. He'll be here in a little bit, it's fine.
Hello. Yes, I am here.
Oh no. That's
We
terrible.
have Muppet William.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. That's William, is it a Zoom
William
trip?
is
He'll be
now
visible
part of
while.
the Teen Girl Squad.
Oh no.
William has gone full kobold.
Hi ho,
Yes.
it's your furry dog Grover.
That's okay. William's next character is a kobold. It's official. Done. Oh. Wait,
I
hold on.
should make a goblin and do my manic
Yeah, that's what
goblin
I was going to
voice.
say. I'm going to write that down in a minute. I may do that.
Yes!
Okay. Okay.
Well, howdy ho there.
Okay, Rangers, calm down.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Joey.
He just powered down. That was just oh.
Okay, so when we left off, you guys were in the Hawk City, and a huge great army was coming towards you. And a lot of your allies had come, all the Jedit, the cat people, and the Deep Elves, and Bethaly, the lady with the giant swingy mace. You have a bunch of orcs and a few warforged and some other stuff, and there's a giant army of stuff headed your way. And it looks messy, but as you look down the mountain, because there's a literal trail that comes up the mountain covered in giant lizards that you guys already dealt with, you see two things. You see a dust cloud from an army moving up, and you also see a lone figure running your direction. And that lone figure's Vatten.
Gate, open the gate, open the gate, open the gate, gate,
Open the gate!
let me in,
That's
open the
not-
gate.
Let him in!
Several orcs moved. They're
No, I want to see if he can climb this wall.
Now's not the time, Trather.
Heavy shade. The hawk motions to one of her people. They pull the gate open very slightly, in terms of gate terms, and you slip in, and then they close the gate back and put 6 bars over it and some big heavy rocks in front of it.
Yoink.
Good timing, I suppose.
Yeah, this army is
Yep.
oh hi Trather. Hey, those new shoes.
Hello.
Cool. Yeah, hi. Army's on their way.
Hey, we saw.
All right,
That looks
good.
like a big one.
His shoes
I'm
are the
glad you're
finest thing
faster
correct
for
weather.
what it's worth.
He's very fast. That could have been bad. Okay, so
He's a good marksman, but I don't like his odds against those numbers.
no.
Me neither.
So as you guys kind of stand up, I guess standing up on the gate or looking out past the gate, you see several things. So you can look down off the mountain, the hill, and look down also down the path. Coming up the path, you see some familiar figures in that there's a bunch of orc and kinku and some half elves and stuff like that, just kind of loosely in the crow regalia, I guess, so to speak, that you've dealt with in the past. You recognize probably a few of them. The real nice dude who you confused while walking through a tree is there. And so is his boss. I don't remember what her name was.
Wow. Yeah, no, that was
A long time ago.
long time ago.
Like a long time ago.
Is Granarn there? Because if he
Yes.
is, I'm going to be upset.
Granarn is there. Oh, wait, which one's Granarn?
Granarn's the
Oh, is Granarn the lizard
yeah.
folk?
the cheapskate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the cheapskate lizard folk.
Granarn likes you a lot, kid. You're going to do good. At least 3
You're
copper,
gonna-
I promise.
Yeah.
Granarn, how you doing? And then you also see the 4 figures who wander the desert.
Oh,
sort of
good.
loosely
Just what I was
behind them.
hoping to see.
Like pretty far behind them. And then down in the desert, like below the mountain, you see a much larger sort of force of the same, similar kinds of creatures. Some monsters, some beasts, a half dozen trebuchets, I'm sure, probably. You know, the normal. And loosely in the heavy distance, a black shadow. Like moving over the ground.
It's probably nothing. Just
Probably
a cloud.
nothing. Don't worry about it.
Trick of the desert light. It's fine.
Yeah. It's, what they call it, mirage. Yeah, they call it a mirage. That's probably all that is. There's palm trees, some water, that kind of thing. It'll be fine. Okay, well, how I envision this, and I'm going to leave some of it open to your as the group's interpretation. In how you want to proceed after this point. Instead of having you wade your way through however many hundreds or whatever enemies there are, I thought we would do something much bigger where you do a series of skill challenges or use something in your repertoire to succeed at a series of checks that you describe what you do, and it eliminates X number of the invaders, so to speak. So it's essentially a giant skill challenge.
All right.
Okay. I like this idea.
So I will give you a list of skills that I have in general in my mind for you to use. Each of you will go twice. You cannot repeat the same skill or other option. And we'll see how you guys do with a huge giant invading army. And you can do basically whatever you want. Use, Bertrand can build contraptions. Somebody can lead troops against small pockets of things. You can roll stuff down the hill. You guys do whatever you would do given this situation. So my standard list to start: stealth, survival, nature, athletics, acrobatics, investigation, perception, and then I'm open to suggestions as long as you guys can give me a good reason for whatever it is, basically.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right.
X number of successes before X number of failures. Ask your question.
All right. So my question is this army big enough to all be up on the mountain path at one time?
No. It's too big to all be on the mountain path at one time.
Yeah, that was my concern. Still doesn't mean it's a bad idea.
I'm intrigued. And you guys feel free to, jump in any order. I'll just mark them down as you go.
All right. So here's my idea. Feel free to workshop this before we make any rolls. But my idea would be to take a troop of our stealthiest people and climb like up the side walls or do something to get further down the path and cause an avalanche to cut off a large portion of the army so they can't retreat. So we can just trap a huge chunk of soldiers on the mountain pass.
Why not stop them from getting through in the first place?
Because my main thought is the army is so big that they don't have. I mean, first, they're already coming up the mountain. We already know that. And second, the army is big enough that eventually they can move stuff out of the way. But if they've exhausted themselves to get up to the gates, then we cut off their retreat. So there's nowhere for them to go. Mm-hmm. But please feel free to workshop this, and
No, I think that's correct.
I should note, because you guys did some preparation in the last session, you have one use, and any one of you can use it. You have one use of advantage on one of these rolls.
So if we do that, then I'm thinking maybe like some kind of an intimidation check to force a surrender when they realize that they're stuck.
Yeah, I'm thinking like the avalanche and got off the retreat could be the last thing we do. So if you guys want to just wear them down beforehand, before they even reach the gates,
so
then we can try to be pretty decisive and just cut off most of their force, or at least split the army in half. Because splitting troops is always really effective. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. So I leveled up.
Correct.
And I got
Yes.
Fireball.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Go on.
And I have these things called Flex.
Uh-oh.
And I have a thing called Distance Spell.
Correct.
Now, I have a question about how Flex work.
Okay.
Because this is very much based on an actual mechanic in the book.
Correct.
Meta Magic Distance Spell. When I cast a spell that has a range of 5 feet or greater, which Fireball does have,
Accurate.
I can spend 1 Flex to double the range of the spell.
Correct.
When I cast a spell that has a range of touch, this doesn't apply because it's not a touch range.
Sure.
So does that mean if I cast, can I use multiple Flex to double it? A lot.
Okay, so
Many
what's the
doubles.
range now?
The range is currently 150 feet.
And so
Yeah,
doubling it would
150.
make it 300. What is
Yeah.
What is your intention for continuing to make it further?
Spend all Flex at once. Now, here's my question. Would spending all my Flex at once double the base continually, or would it exponentially increase the range?
So my curiosity, because they are, closing on you guys, as it were, there was only so far I would think you would need to throw it for it to matter.
Okay.
If you wanted to do it like once, and that way you could throw it 300 feet instead of 150, that's totally fine. I wouldn't want you to use the rest of them for that. I don't think the distance past that point is necessarily relevant.
Like, I don't know how far 300 feet is. I work in metric.
Oh, right. Okay.
About
So
100
like,
meters.
300 feet doesn't matter to me.
It's about 100 meters.
What he said.
Okay, that's nothing. So like,
91 meters. Apparently.
Okay. So how far away are they now? Because I'd like to hit them immediately.
Okay. Then I would say 2.
2 Flex?
2 Flex. Because in my mind, I'm fine with it exponentially doubling.
Okay.
Because that's more interesting. So instead of going like 150, 300, 450, you would go 150, 300, 600.
Okay.
And that's totally okay with me.
Okay. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna wait until the opportune moment and
Okay. So what I'll
Fireball. I don't know what skill that would be though. It's not a skill thing. It's just I have Fireball. I want to use it.
That's fair, and I'm okay with that. What I'll say is that maybe twice total out of all of these, you can just do that as a success. Like if you use a spell instead of a skill.
Okay.
That way you guys don't just like X number of until it's done. But like, because I can just imagine Jenny just like fireball, 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 fireball.
I only have 2
Is it 2?
level
Okay.
3 spell slots, so I can only do Fireball twice.
Okay, but we will count that as a success.
Okay.
So, but I would agree with you. Probably not as your first thing.
Okay.
But I like it.
Okay.
Okay, so you have something you're gonna do. You have 2 things you're gonna do near the end, which is sort of the stealth. And I would say like maybe if your intention is to pile a bunch of stuff down at the bottom after the stealth, maybe also an athletics or a survival or something with that one.
Well, yeah,
And then you mentioned intimidation.
Yeah, no, I had a question actually about how to cause an avalanche or how Vatten might cause an avalanche.
I mean, there's any number of things you could do.
Yeah, like
some magic, some not.
Well, I doubt like this time, because the last time I ended up using explosions to cause a distraction in the other season, there happened to be some kind of gunpowder laying around, which I don't expect there to be here, even if it is a mountain city and they have to carve out mountains somehow. So if you want to make that happen, you could. Anyway,
I appreciate your gumption.
I mean, the worst answer I can get is no.
I'm gonna go with no for now, but I like it.
Sure. So I would probably need to bring someone with me that can cause an avalanche.
I suggest a large number of people.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I would. I was considering taking the Jedit because I'm going to assume that cats are stealthy.
They are stealthy, and also many of them are probably quite strong because they are big kitties.
Kitty.
It's literally just a bunch of like think a Johnny's Chosen.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the art you're using, isn't it?
Essentially, yeah. For most of the jet, it is just.
Did you see that we're actually getting Leonin stats in the Theros book in June?
Oh, thank you. I mean, we already have Tabaxi. They're not that dissimilar, but that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I could probably take the Jedit, and we know that they are really scrappy
Yes,
and can
100%.
really hang on in a fight. So
Punchy.
if we have to, we can fight our way out of a retreat.
They will 100% be down for this.
Yeah, but I can recruit them and cause an avalanche to split their force, and then I could wait for a sign or something to trip that off from.
Okay, I tell you what. If you're going to do that, go ahead and make me a stealth check. If you want to do stealth for this, that way they can go ahead and go with you and get set up.
Is everyone else on board with this plan before we roll for it?
Oh, this is a great idea.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Cool. All right.
I have a scheme of my own here.
All right. Here's my stealth roll.
Hit.
It froze. Ha!
21. Okay. Noted. He said intentionally vaguely. Probably fooling no one because it's a 21.
Yeah.
I can be optimistic. Okay. Peter, wow me with that stuff, yo.
Okay, so I have a two-part thing here. They're going to... Because of the nature of our fortifications, the enemy really only has one direction that they can approach from en masse, right?
Mostly correct, yes. That is the intention of the city.
I would imagine at some point on their way here, the sun's going to go down, yes?
Plausible.
Okay, so right around the time when everybody's, eyes are kind of trying to adjust in that kind of failing light at dusk time, I want to set up I'll make a glass blowing check. And then I want to cast daylight through that and just blind the advancing army as our archers just lay down stuff on them.
Okay, I dig it. So this is like a crafting skill thing.
Uh-huh.
I dig it.
We're just going to turn on the main spotlight.
Yes. Okay, go for it. Exit stage left even.
Not great. 12.
Okay, noted. And that's definitely not one off of the common list, so you don't have to worry about that. Being one that comes up again. Okay, so Ben, Grant, or William?
So what kind of cavalry do our companions have?
It would be I would think it would be somewhat limited just because it's a city set up in a hill very intentionally.
That's what I figured.
There's probably some number of I would say camel-like creatures.
Mm-hmm.
That people are trained to ride.
Ooh, how far can they spit?
No.
So
never mind.
I'm going to see about rolling. What do you think would work better to try and exhaust a contingent of their troops chasing small flanking forces? Would that be animal handling or athletics?
I'm okay with either if you can. I think I'm not even going to say if you can justify either. You can easily justify either for sort of athletics for riding down hard or
you know what, just for fun,
chasing.
I'm going to roll animal handling.
If you feel it, you feel it.
Leave athletics to someone else.
Love it.
I don't have an amazing animal handling skill, but whatever, it's fine.
And no, you're not turning these camels into noted. You are not turning these camels into llamas from Minecraft, where if you hit them once, they just spit at you repeatedly.
No,
it's not a thing we're doing. William or Ben?
Right. So one of the things I was planning on doing was setting up as soon as they get to within 60 feet or probably 50 feet of the gate, when they start to really siege in, casting Cloud of Daggers in the midst of them.
Okay.
And then just holding it. I have 2 level 2 spell slots, so that would be 2 minutes of Cloud of Daggers. Just in the midst of them, so they don't know who's hitting them, and they maybe turn on each other.
Oh, okay, sure.
A little deception.
Yeah, if you want to do both, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Let's see what that does. Hey, that's a 23.
Okay. we will, again, probably not fooling anyone. That was a success, yes. I'm not going to try and pass the DC. It's higher than that. That would go poorly. Okay, so basically,
Wow.
as they come up the hill, you just kind of create this, like... so it kind of just, like, creates this, like, spinning cube of daggers.
Well, so it's a it's 5 foot cube, yeah. That as they come up, it bursts into the middle of them,
And like, cuts
hopefully
at them.
they're not. Yeah, hopefully they're not smart enough to realize that it's magic and that they're like it's their friends stabbing at them.
I would think your average
Turn on
grunts
their
probably
friends.
aren't.
Yeah,
You have mask it well with, I assume, dust and
friendly
swirling
fire,
winds, stuff like that. Yeah. No, I dig it. I like it a lot.
blue on blue.
Interesting. I love it. Actually, that's dope. Okay. William.
So I apologize. I think I'm missing a little bit of context. Are we defending or attacking?
Yes, sorry. You're defending the city from the invading army that is coming up the mountainside, up the path towards you.
Yeah, okay. So we're
instead of
not
just, like-
attacking yet.
Right. And instead of just doing
Okay.
like a big I throw 97 little enemies at you until you guys use up all your stuff and they're all gone. I thought we'd try something a little different.
In that case, honestly, I'm not getting a good idea. So I think what I'm going to do is, for advantage, if I can, I will fly up into the sky and use a stealth check
Okay.
and just be ready and make sure we know how far back they go.
Well, it'll kind of let you like size up the group and
Yeah.
okay.
I actually have a pretty good idea. If you want to just say that you coordinate with everybody and you can help send signals back and forth to when things need to happen.
Because flying.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
just say that happens if everyone's okay with it, because I'm setting up a like an avalanche to cut off retreat, but I need to know when to do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to,
That's an excellent point.
I would say maybe if you wanted to use some of your magi skills, you could use like Arcana to create like signal flares.
Okay. If you're good with that, I am. Sounds like a good roll.
I'm okay with it. If you want to roll Arcana, go. And yeah, like Daniel said, just kind of be the coordinating in charge person.
All right.
Sounds
R
good to
is
me.
in charge of logistics.
Yes. R is the
We're not gonna be
logistics
very
facilitator.
logical though.
He's the handler.
It's a big group you got to coordinate. It's gonna take a while to get everyone's attention.
There's gonna be some
Was there
growing
a thing
pains on
about
my end.
advantage? Am I recalling correctly a thing about advantage?
So you guys have one use in this entire thing of advantage to roll again whenever you want to use it.
I feel like this might be a good time to use it.
I
Perfectly okay.
I
with it.
agree.
Okay.
Roll again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'll take that one.
Actually was the
There's
right.
a natural 20.
There we
Yeah.
go. So from an 8 total to a 26 total. All right. So we're just gonna mark out that X with
right
an.
call.
So it's hard to X out an X. Turns out. So we're just gonna scribble over it. Put a check next to that one. Look at y'all. Okay. Okay. So everyone has gone once, and you've kind of started some things. You've set up sort of a scouting and flare system. Love it. Okay. Now what?
All right.
You
so
each need to go one more time, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So if we have an initial plan, then
Follow up.
or in my case, something, because we're cutting off the retreat, but I also want to do something to make their journey up here difficult. Didn't we set up a plan to like roll rocks down the hill or something like that to like
Trees or something? Yes, that was a point of discussion.
Yeah. So I don't know what else I would have to roll, but like I don't know, survival or something to, as we're going to sabotage the road while we set up for the ambush, or while we set up to cut off their retreat later.
I would be okay with survival for something like that, or
just pull up every buried root and
Yeah.
like kick like medium-sized rocks into the path. And just,
I'm
like,
sort of wondering, sort of related to that, if I could help out with like an insight check to see who the big players are, see
100%.
who's commanding whom,
Love it.
and then be like, hey, yo, roll a rock at that guy.
Do it.
All right,
100% dig it.
do it right now.
If you want to, yes.
I'm fine doing it right now. So that was insight.
Do it right now. What is that from? Okay, whatever.
Right now.
That's a 9!
It's your tomorrow.
Okay, so Ginny starts calling plays. Spotting
Very
signal callers.
confidently.
Yes. I like the idea of John's just like standing up on a tower like that one.
Definitely
No,
that
that
one.
one.
For sure.
100%
yeah,
that,
that
one.
right there.
No, that guy's got a hat. Get him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one over there has an eye patch. He
His
is our number
epaulets
one.
are a slightly
target.
different color. You want that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that one orc that looks like Sloth from the Goonies. That guy.
The one Kinku whose badges are a slightly different shade of blue, probably because he sewed them himself. Him. Absolutely him.
Now this is all gonna go great. It's
They
gonna
just
go
ran out of
wonderful.
thread for the uniforms, and his is a slightly different color. No, that guy.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
him.
he actually is not all that great at anything, but
Nope.
he's been singled out as, including remaining unremarkable, as it turns out.
He's the tailor. He made his
All right.
uniform last and ran out of
the
thread.
cobbler's children have no shoes.
As it
All
were.
right. So for mine, did you want a survival or nature? Something
I will
like
take
that?
either.
All
Either
right,
one is fine to kind of create natural barriers.
It's the same bonus.
Yeet.
Wow.
22.
Yeah, let's just call that nature. So I'm finding all of the good stuff, and the Jedit are helping, and we're just
That seems very Jedit.
we're just making the terrain awful on our way to set up fun times for later.
That seems very green-white cat tribal. I like it.
Yeah.
Feels on point.
Who knew there were so many prickle burrs on this
I
mountain?
know.
I did.
I think they planted some of them. That's not natural terrain.
Okay,
Stumble,
I know,
stumble, stumble.
I know my next one.
Hit me up.
I'm going to roll medicine, and I'm going to set up like an actual field hospital before we need it. So,
Okay.
We're gonna have a triage center.
yes,
I don't hate
Nice.
it. I don't hate it. And obviously you have several clerics and/or clerics in training with you, so seems
Yeah.
reasonable.
Yes, we do. So if we set them up for success, it's a force multiplier.
So yeah, several of the orcs, a couple of the Talon come along, a few of the Warforged bring out just like they push a button, like pull a little lever on this box, and there's just like tent like flies out. But it's like a house size
Oh, I
tent.
like this.
You wanted this? It was this one.
It goes
Hey,
sproing.
pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong lever!
Why do we even have that lever?
Every episode of Phineas and Ferb ever.
Yeah.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Self-destruct buttons, man. I
So
found
in that vein,
Hurry the platypus! Sorry.
Shim would like to go to the walls and where the largest cluster of archers and soldiers are,
Okay.
and break into a thrilling rendition of a mashup between Journey and George Michael's.
Okay.
Oh my.
Don't stop believing, because you gotta have faith.
They are here for all of it. Every last minute of it.
And that is a natural 20 for 23.
23 performance
Oh wow. That was great. Also,
I was
beautiful,
ready
but
for a
mostly
1 on that
great.
one.
I don't know what I envisioned this going like. It wasn't this, but I love it.
Oh man,
This is
I didn't
so
think
much
that was
better.
gonna work.
Okay.
Everybody loves a good mashup.
I mean, you're not wrong. William, do a thing.
How do you follow that?
I don't know how you follow.
I don't know that you
I don't know
do.
that you should follow Journey and
I
George
think-
Michaels, but I guess you can.
I think I'm just gonna give up now.
Close the show,
Uh,
William. Bring it home.
I don't know if this would help. are my spells related to something I could do? Like I have a
They-
fog cloud or
Perfect.
snowball swarm.
Oh,
Save
fog
that
cloud
for
would be
later.
great.
Oh, especially with the cloud of daggers thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would
yeah,
just
yeah.
be mean.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
just hang on to that till the daggers happen. Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay, so if you just want to use fog cloud, that's just you can just do that.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll
So-
for anything. That's just I said you guys could do that twice, so that's totally fine.
Oh, okay.
Because Jenny did fireball. I think
Yeah, I
Jenny
just
just kind of
straight up did the
led with fireball.
Yeah.
And boom. Okay. And now it's foggy, and they're being poked at by tiny knives that they think belong to each other. And Ben's singing, and it's okay.
They're
I love
being
it.
blinded by lens flare.
Perfect. I think you were gonna say blinded by the light, but that's also fine.
We literally just turned this into a '90s concert.
Yeah. No, this is just
Or
hair
a
metal
Michael
concert.
Bay movie.
Potato.
Why not both?
Yeah, fair.
I was gonna say with all the lens flares, that's more J.J. Abrams thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Somewhere in between the two. Grant.
No, don't go between the two. That sounds awful.
Terrifying.
Never mind. Not for now. Grant, bring us home.
Sure. I'm going to, as things sort of wrap up, just try and give a lot of tactical advice and basically sort of take charge on the last bit of defense here.
Okay.
Using just historical, tactical, and strategic information that Trather has learned over the course of, his education. So we'll just roll a history check. How's that sound?
Beautiful.
22.
Okay. No.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys have rolled exceptionally well.
Yeah, and one more thing. I'm just gonna advise the Jedit while we're out there doing our thing that if we see if the small chance happens that we happen to see a dragon overhead, everyone just hide. Don't try to start a fight with the dragon away from everyone else stranded on a mountainside.
So most of the way through this, one of them taps you on the shoulder as you guys are just casually, pulling weeds up and causing terrible harassment in the road. And he just kind of points out a distance, like several miles. That shadow's moving.
Huh.
Like it's, I don't know, floating around in the air or something.
If it gets close enough for you to tell me what it is, then we'll hide.
Okay. Noted for the future. Okay, so you guys said about this like entire day full long process because Vatten showed up at like 6 a.m. running up the hill being chased by a mad army of a lot of things, frankly. Variety. And you guys, Ginny throws fire at them. Sorry, John throws fire at them. There's fog, there's tiny stabbing knives, there's rocks. You guys have an actual hospital. There's a concert at one point. Grant's giving orders, quoting from some kind of historical textbook, I think at one point possibly. It all goes. William's in the air, like waving his arms around, and like he's got like lights, and like there's like little signs in the sky for some reason now.
Like minor illusion, you can just make
there's
arrows that
there's
point
just like
to
giant
stuff.
glowing
It's real
arrows in the
good.
sky. You're not really sure where those came from, but William had something to do with, or just kind of.
But say eat at Joe's. I don't.
He's like, what? He like snaps his fingers and it changes and it's an arrow pointing down. A few of them make it to the gate. A few of them make it in, like past the gate a little bit, like, scrambling over. There's a crap ton of orcs in this city. A crap ton of very aggressive, overly protective orcs. Turns out that's a real good combination when you need to defend a city. And you guys are actually totally fine. Of the, let's see. So you guys did 12 checks, and you passed 10 of them.
Wow.
So that went exceptionally. And it shows by the fact that literally a couple dozen of them maybe make it to the gate. Of what you suspect to have probably been well over 1,000 troops originally. Have slowly whittled them down and cleared them out. So night passes, and people take. You guys can take watch. Actually, everyone make me a perception or investigation check, or insight. Also insight.
I'll do
That was everybody?
insight.
Yes, any of the 6 of you.
3 zeros.
Perfect.
Rolled a 10.
22.
16.
7.
19.
Oh, love it.
Listen, I'm very tired. I was running all night and then got here at 6 a.m. to set up an ambush, and I just need a nap.
You don't notice
Where's
all
the
the things.
lie?
And a 7 from R. Okay. So Jenny and Peter and Ben. You notice a handful of things. This is a heavily demoralized army now.
Hooray!
Yep.
Oh, wait.
I mean, they appear to the point of retreat. You do notice, Ben, as you look out over in the distance, you do still see something coming up the hill. It appears to be the 4 wanderers.
I have a thing that I want to do on this.
Okay.
I am going to cast the Thaumaturgy cantrip.
Okay.
And I am going to use the enhancement that makes my voice much louder than usual. And
Okay.
I'm going to carry on a lengthy, detailed conversation with somebody on top of the wall about how good we are about accepting surrenders and how merciful we are to captured prisoners.
As sort of like a
And
loudspeaker effect.
The greatest thing about that is that's not a deception check. That's just
it's accurate.
truth.
That's
Right,
not inaccurate. You're correct.
That's not where I thought you were going with that. That's so much
Same.
better.
Accurate.
I thought you're just gonna be like, I make the canyon rattle and I cause an avalanche with my voice.
Oh no.
No, this is great. I love
This
it.
is much
It's
more
like,
Bertrand.
man, we're so good at accepting surrenders. We're like the best.
You know who's good at
Our holding cells are actually really comfortable.
Mhm.
It's like
There's an entire scene in White Collar that's literally just this. It's just literally
might-
Neil explaining how good at capturing escaped prisoners and how nice a guy Peter is.
It's like the tennis court's really nice. We make sure that it's really soft. It's so great. And you know who I really wish would surrender? Those 4 desert wanderers.
Shucks, how about those 4?
They seem nice.
They do. Especially the one with the big hammer. Okay, so basically, any orc that is left on the mountain between you and them either surrenders or leaves. The 4 of
just
them
climbs back over the rubble and nopes on out
We
down
out.
the mountain.
There's a couple of them that like take control of the remnants and just they form up loosely and leave. The floating one of the 4 looks disapprovingly at them as they leave, but does not stop them. The 4 of them keep making their way up the mountain. You guys can all rest, but they will be there by morning. They don't seem to be in a hurry.
I have something else to do then. Okay. I'm going to have whoever is keeping watch wake me up at like 3 a.m. like right when they're all in the middle of their REM cycle.
Okay.
And I'm just going to cast daylight on their camp because I would imagine they're going to stop somewhere on the way up. So I'm just going to blind them with the glare of the harsh noonday sun while they're all trying to sleep.
Okay, so let me...
So they're all probably going to have a level of exhaustion, I'm guessing. At the very least, they're going to be grumpy and sleep deprived.
What level is that? That's 3rd level. Okay.
Yeah.
So you put an orb of light in the sky? I guess, yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not vampires or something, it's not going to do them any damage, but good luck sleeping through that.
So your orb appears and almost instantly disappears.
Okay.
So that's a concentration, right?
Yeah. It lasts for up to an hour.
You feel yourself lose concentration almost immediately. Not like you lost concentration, like your connection to it was severed.
Bertrand will grumble about this, but
anyone who wants to roll Arcana can.
I'm guessing this is probably like Dispel Magic or something.
I mean, I'm
have
going
no
to
clue.
be asleep.
He's still unconscious the whole time. Okay.
Of course. Of course.
William
Good
knows.
job, R.
William knows Dispel Magic. Yes.
Yeah.
William doesn't know Dispel Magic. William knows it was Dispel Magic. Yes. I don't think William knows Dispel Magic. No.
Even in my sleep.
You guys, yes. William doesn't wake up. He's just like Dispel Magic. What?
He's kind of
Hey,
like
guys,
he's
it smells
he's
like dis-
asleep, but like his arm pops up with his finger pointing to like the Dispel Magic entry in a book about something
He
he's
just
reading.
like throws a book at you and it just like falls open at the page.
Yeah.
That one.
Just rolls over and goes, smells like Dispel Magic.
I like the idea that that's how that works. Like there's an actual tangible scent to
just
these
like
things. which is
Aroma
like,
to this Dispel Magic spell.
Like a
That was
metallic-y
Fireball.
taste. Like a metallic-y taste in the air.
that's the kind of character I want to make next. That was Mage Armor.
That can be
You've
how
seen
detect
the
magic
meme
works.
about the Samaye wizard that was going around, didn't you?
No, that's amazing.
Love it. Classic
Yeah, no,
vintage
it's like
daylight.
that's how you use detect magic, except you have to be touching your nose the whole time.
Yes. I believe that's a roughly 150-year-old vintage daylight.
Yeah.
From the Thassaran region, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a good year.
Excellent year.
All right,
It's a
so
really nice day.
Full
throughout
harvest.
all of this,
Yes.
Vatten is just going to be on top of the battlements, but like with the bow on his shoulder, just
Yeah.
in case something happens, he just wakes up and is just going to start firing wildly, but not through the daylight. That's fine.
I think like you're asleep, but like with the bow fully drawn.
Like
you're just like waiting, but unconscious.
Not quite that silly, but close to it.
It's like a Chuck Norris kind of thing.
Also, I would imagine like all of us spellcasters probably get together and compare what we can do that synergizes. So Vatten and I would probably know about the whole like Spirit Guardians plus spike growth equals you can't move and also you're getting poked and radiated thing.
A lot of worries about that one.
It's gonna be
With
great.
Cloud of Daggers, that makes it fun.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We do this right in front of the gates. Like, yeah, sure, come on in. Were you planning to surrender? No. Oh, you will wish you were.
And just buzzsaw sound effects.
What was the game y'all played on stream once? Where like everybody places a different thing on the map, and it's like a 2D side scroller.
Ultimate Chicken Horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's what I imagine. It's just like there's just like one part of the path that just has like
Ultimate Chicken Horse, the defense.
yeah, it just has like it's a tower defense game now, and it just has like fog and daggers and fire, and like
a saw blade that came out of some place.
Yeah, and like a 6-inch wide walking space.
Yeah, I've heard of that movie, The House of Fog and Daggers.
Ugh. It's like vague and weird, and I don't like it at all. Okay, so morning comes, and you guys are fully rested. You have all your everythings back. And you notice, so there's kind of a distance outside the gate where there's a heavy stone path. It's kind of surrounded by dirt, and there's a small stream that runs through the middle of it. Morning comes, and basically, I don't know, 50 yards outside the gate, 50 feet outside the gate's probably more accurate, 50 to 100 feet, and you see 4 figures. There's one very large, he sort of looks like he's an orc maybe, but like bigger than most orcs, like much bigger than most orcs. He carries a giant hammer. There are 2 that look vaguely like they were maybe at one point half elves. They each have some amount of long, sharp, pokey things. And then there's a guy in the back who just kind of floats there and looks unamused most of the time. And he addresses the lot of you. Well, that was troublesome and tiring. I take it that means you won't be surrendering to the inevitability of the great Sanot.
I'll look at Trather and be like, do you feel like surrendering today? Because I don't.
No, I got my armor on and everything.
Thanks for listening to City on the Hill Gaming. For more information, you can find us online at cityonthehillgaming.com, email us at cityonthehillgaming@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter at cityonthehillgame. For more information on saving the game, you can find Peter, Grant, and Jenny at stgcast.org or at Saving the Game on Twitter. Thanks, and have a blessed day. sound check. Daniel,
Oh.
you seemed excited.
I was.
I have concerns.
That's strangely past tense.
I know.
No, listen, it's fine.
He just walked off and got something. That doesn't worry me at all.
No, that's not in any way concerning.
Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Good. Here we stand, oh, here we fall. History won't care at all. Make the bed, light the light. Lady Mercy won't be home tonight. You don't waste no time at all. Don't hear the bell, but you answer the call. Yes, comes to you as to us all. You know it's time for the hammer to fall.
He serenaded us. I was
did.
not expecting that.
And
Well,
I looked it up.
Yeah.
I told you I was going to jump the shark.
He did jump the shark. That was Queen. Very nice.
Yes.
I was not
What did
familiar
you-
with that one.
What did you expect from me?
No, exactly that, actually.
It
It was a zero surprise face when I realized what it was by Googling.
Yeah, it's
That
what
makes
you
sense.
sing before a big fight. I think they also did that in the webcomic Looking for Group. They use that song.
Oh, nice. I dig it. Jenny.
All right, here we go. Hang on. And there we go. Hello, how are you? You think those are the only words I know? Boy, chick, you don't know from knowing. You ain't seen knowing. I may be sugar crazy, but I know from words. You think I'm a fool, Schmegagia? Think? I'm all words. Hello? If you want the story of a life, don't wait for your altar cocker old Gramps over there to wake up. Maybe he'll never wake. But me, listen to my words. They tell some story, because I remember. Sometimes too much. But I remember.
That was great.
I don't know what you're playing next, but whatever it is uses that voice from now on.
That's Yiddish for Pirates by Gary Barwin.
Love it.
I'm in.
I'm 100% in.
It's an award-winning book.
Yiddish for Pirates.
Yiddish for Pirates.
He did his own logo and everything. Okay. Bar mitzvah boy who leaves home to join a ship's crew.
Yeah.
And he gets a pair. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. Very nice. Peter.
In a 2004 psychological study, students at a Christian college were asked to rate the person of Jesus according to the profiles of temperaments in the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. In most categories, the students were divided, and they predictably showed a tendency to cast Jesus in their own image. But there were two categories in which the students definitively came down on one side. In the thinking-feeling category, 87% of the students rated Jesus as a feeler. However, 83% of the students also identified themselves as feelers. The truly revealing results, though, were found in the introvert-extrovert category. Though more than half, 54%, of these students tested as introverts, most of the students surveyed, 97%, said that Jesus was an extrovert. Extroverts and introverts alike overwhelmingly considered Jesus to be an extrovert. This is surprising because the evidence of Jesus' personality is not clear-cut. Our Bibles that print his words in red tempt us to see him as a talking head while relegating other aspects of his ministry to incidental circumstance. Though he regularly taught throngs of people, we also see him at critical times retreating from the crowds to pray in solitude and to spend time with his closest friends. He commandeers boats in order to create distance from the urgent demands and hectic energy of the people. He seems to prefer depth of relationship and conversation with a select few. While it is impossible to know for certain, Jesus' personality actually seems balanced between extroversion and introversion. How then does a 97% of a focus group categorize Jesus as an extrovert? The psychology professor administering this study ventured an explanation and described its impact on introverts. The perception of an extroverted Jesus might reflect a tendency within American culture to value extroversion over introversion. If one assumes extroversion to be better, one might conclude that Jesus, the perfect human being, would have been an extrovert. Making assumptions that Jesus was extroverted based on a cultural bias might make it difficult for introverts in such a culture to accept and affirm their own behavioral preference as legitimate and valuable, not something to be overcome or even tolerated, but something to be appreciated and blessed. Such an assumption might also make it easier for extroverts to overlook the strength of introversion and the benefits introverts bring to their interactions with others.
Y'all think Jesus was an extrovert?
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that.
Yeah, like
no, he literally ran away from crowds all the time.
Yeah, that is like the first page and a half of a book called Introverts in the Church.
Okay,
he's
because
also
like
he's the one
I have
asleep.
that book. It is excellent.
He's the one asleep in the bottom of the boat by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the
Your
middle of a
ideas
hurricane.
intrigue me, and I would like a subscription.
It's a good book. It's by Adam S. McHugh.
How old is it? Because like I was
early
straight up
2000s, I
taught
wanna
in
say.
church that Jesus was probably an introvert.
I think
Oh,
if you
no,
pick,
not
like,
here.
Yeah, like okay, the Christian college I went to.
You're a Canadian.
The Christian college I
Copyright
went to.
2009 by Adam S. McHugh. It was written about the same time that Susan Cain was writing Quiet too. They reference each other in their books, which is kind of interesting.
Gotcha. Cool.
I like it. That's really interesting. That's not something I would have thought of.
Yeah, down here in the Pentecostal South, Jesus was an extrovert.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's definitely some of both. But to lean, I don't think you can just definitively lean like hard extrovert because it, like Grant said, like he's the one running away from the crowds.
Yep,
with his own purpose, but still.
I mean, you can find both descriptions. I mean, I would argue that in John, Jesus was definitely an extrovert, but I don't know about the rest of the
I'd
gospel.
argue that John wrote a Greek tragedy play, so like you have to talk.
Fair.
Just saying.
Where's the? Whoa! I'm gonna have to reread that.
Whoa. Oh boy! Now we're in the weeds.
Now we went there. All right. You're
Shots fired.
Sorry to sidetrack all of that.
No, it was really interesting. Go for it, Grant.
My turn?
Yes.
Certain things have to happen before other things. Gods play games with the fates of men. But first they have to get all the pieces on the board and look all over the place for the dice. It was raining in the small mountainous country of Lamados. It was always raining at Lamados. Rain was the country's main export. It had rain mines. Imp the Bard sat under the evergreens, more out of habit than any real hope that it would keep the rain off. Water just dribbled through the spiky leaves and formed rivulets down the twigs, so that it was really a sort of rain concentrator. Occasional lumps of rain would splat onto his head. He was 18, extremely talented, and currently not at ease with his life. He tuned his harp, his beautiful new harp, and watched the rain, tears running down his face and mingling with the drops. Gods like people like this. It is said that whomsoever the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad. In fact, whomsoever the gods wish to destroy, they first hand the equivalent of a stick with a fizzing fuse and Acme Dynamite Company written on the side. It's more interesting, and doesn't take so long.
I'm completely unfamiliar.
That's from something Terry Pratchett wrote. It has
It's Terry Pratchett's Soul Music, my favorite Discworld book.
I was gonna say I don't recognize the words, but I definitely recognize the style.
Oh yes.
And Benjamin.
I've got not much as far as sound checking goes, so I'm just going to let this be my sound check.
Excellent work, sir. Thank you.